people, it has happened. Come and see American wonders. The obsession, the jealousy has gotten to this level. To this level. When I saw this particular clip, I was like, Jesus Christ. People living around this particular man should run for their life. What? This is not just issue of being an immigrant. This is an issue of you don't want any single black person to succeed. Hey, you know, there is a say in African, blah blah blah, that it is better for the witchcraft to fly in daytime than in the night. But this particular thing I'm seeing is not an issue of witchcraft. It's an issue of enemy of progress. I want you guys to watch this video. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. You guys, let me know your honest thoughts in the comment section. Because I saw this, I was like, a black person can never do this to a white person. Let's watch. I'll be back with commentaries.
And spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is, right there.
Right there.
That guy right there.
That's
Look at that vehicle.
Yeah, that's an immigrant.
That's an immigrant with a $100,000 Lexus.
Yeah.
And spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is, right there.
Right there.
That guy right there. That's
Look at that vehicle. Yeah, that's an immigrant.
That's an immigrant with a $100,000 Lexus.
Yeah.
It is so hard for a certain group of people to believe that anybody else could be successful because the system was rigged specifically for them, right? We see it time and time again. History has shown us how policies have been put in place for them to succeed. So if they aren't successful and they work so hard, how can it be that a person of color, how can it be that a Latino or a black person can be successful? They just don't get it. And that's when envy comes into play. And that's why they voted the way they did. Because they were hoping that this would give them a leg up. Not realizing they have the leg up by just being this and still can't figure it out. Instead of focusing on themselves, instead of asking, how did they do it so I can do the same? Instead of being happy for others and knowing it'll be my turn one day. They envy, they hate, and they call anybody who is a Latino an illegal. And how dare they? And how could they? Hatred, racism runs deep and it's expensive.
Hey, family and friends, I want to have a quick discussion about the MAGA guy that's gone viral, talking about he don't understand how he's worked so hard to obtain the things he has while there's a black person driving a Lexus. First of all, truthfully, if I could say this wholeheartedly, if he had the money to buy the Lexus, he wouldn't have bought the Lexus. And let me tell you why. Majority of the issues we have in the United States is because the people that run this country are low budget mentality. And they dirty. That's true. I had a discussion with my daughter about, the city we live in and things of that nature, how you have one side of the city looks opulent, is clean, is nice looking, everybody wants. And then you have the black side of the city that is run down, trashy, just not well taken care of. So I threw it back on the government. Because I said, if the government runs the whole city, the reason why that side of town looks like that because the government is trash. It's either all or none. You do not get to bring people into your city and brag about certain parts of town when this other side look like garbage. Because for you to let that happen, you got garbage in you. You have a low budget mentality because it's like cleaning half the house. The bathroom clean, but the rest of the house look like trash. So I'm just going to show you this side of the house, but this side of the house is raggedy, and I want you to think I'm a clean, neat person. No, you trash. So with that being said, that mentality is like they have to have garbage somewhere in the vicinity for them to feel comfortable. Think about it. Every city has that. But you collect everybody's tax dollars and the whole city don't benefit from that because it's a garbage, low budget mentality. There's a lot of people who have money and look like trash. And they tell you it's because we don't spend our money on unnecessary things. We hold on to our money as if they're taking it to heaven or hell. That is something in them that they are okay with. And we not the same. It ain't sometimes about me flossing for other people or trying to impress other people. Sometimes it just make me feel good. It's something I wanted to do for me. And sometimes people think it's for everybody else. Just because you can see it don't mean it was for you. So in a society that is controlled by low vibrational, low budget people, you see more trash than you see anything else. There are pockets of little fancy, high end. But the majority, think about it. What does the majority look like? And they blame it on the people that now you have all the resources. And if this is your country and majority of it's trash, it's because you have a trash mindset. So what they've been saying, that MAGA guy, if he had the money, he wouldn't have bought that Lexus. Let's get real. He wouldn't. That's not in you. It's not. I can just tell you about a whole facade. People who drive Lexuses 9 out of 10 is not just the car. They look like that. Now, a lot of people who invest money and got a whole bunch of money will say, they say all they want. They say all the trappings of what white folks say. But at the end of the day, you get one life. You get to choose how you live it. And I told a guy one time, so I could either choose to drive a Lexus in my 30s, the way society's set up, or choose to drive it when I'm 90, the way the society's set up. Until something else changes. So I just want to get out there. This country has a low budget mindset walking around as if it's not that. This nation wouldn't look like that if they had high value. If they would, it would look totally different. I'm out.
Brand spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible?
Money.
Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
That's when you start seeing the racism come out of people. Here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is,
There
right
he
there.
is, right there.
That guy right there, that's a
Look at that
Haitian-
vehicle.
Yeah, that's an immigrant.
That's an immigrant with a $100,000 Lexus.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have white friends, it's only fall into two categories. You have less money than them, and they're not going to say nothing to you, or you have more money than them, and they're just waiting for the time to just take you out.
I just love that video of the couple that's angry about their immigrant neighbor driving around in a Lexus is going viral because it just shows what this whole thing has been about from the beginning, right? They talk about legality, etc. That's just an excuse. Honestly, they're just mad that they see other people that are not having the things that they were always told they would have just because they are. Right? And so now they're seeing that it doesn't take just to be able to have. It actually takes resiliency, hard work, dedication, being consistent, right? Things that maybe not a lot of them are good at. But you know who is good at that? people who are immigrants.
White male jealousy toward black men is more common than you think. It shows up everywhere: sports, entertainment, dating. The truth? This jealousy comes from manufactured stereotypes. These stereotypes reveal deeper insecurities about masculinity and privilege. Jealousy between racial groups forms a complex emotional web. White men grew up in a system that favored them. They often feel threatened when black men succeed. It's not rational, it's emotional.
Brand spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Bruh, this is Lex Luthor, like, level hate. What you mean? How did you get that? I don't know, maybe he built his credit. I don't know, maybe he saved his money. Maybe he didn't waste it on drugs and alcohol and poppers or whatever the heck white people be doing in their trailer parks. I don't know. Why are you pocket watching? That is crazy.
I freaking swear, the audacity, what is it, caucasity of some people. I'm gonna just play it.
Brand spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is, right there.
Right there.
That guy right there, that's a
Look at that vehicle.
Yeah, that's an immigrant.
That's an immigrant with a $100,000 Lexus.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You're upset that he's driving that luxury vehicle? Like, bro, be angry at your ancestors. You had a 400-year head start, and your ancestors couldn't get it right? Like, bro, don't be mad because they come here to work. Like, they know they need at least 2 to 3 jobs just to make it out here. That's how they're able to afford these type of things. They don't come to play games. They don't take vacation. They're working 24/7, 7 days a week. That's how they're able to afford this. It's not the government giving them a handout. It's them busting their ass. What you should be doing. And instead of looking at that person like they stole it or something, how about you go to your neighbor and you ask them, like, hey, how are you able to afford this? And they'll tell you, hey, I got 3 jobs. I don't have a day off. I don't take vacations. I barely spend any money. Nonsensical things. I'm pretty sure they'll tell you that. They'll give you the roadmap to make sure you can have a vehicle just like him because you're jealous that you can't afford one after 40 years. Jesus.
Brand spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is, right there.
Right there.
This is actually the thought process of many white Americans because fundamentally, racism has them believing that black people and minorities and as a whole struggle on a day-to-day basis because they actually have been struggling and they've been receiving handouts since the beginning of this country, from GI bills to welfare to free land to stolen land. They don't teach us in American history, but at the same time, white Americans were going through the Great Depression and struggling in business collapsing and starvation and all these kind of things. Black people were still holding it together. So imagine that you are told that you are the most superior people. You are the smartest. You deserve everything that is coming to you. And you look in your pockets and you have nothing. You look at yourself and you have nothing. But you look across the aisle and those people, right, that were hung, that were beaten, that were harassed, and that were disrespected in all kinds of ways, they're thriving. The truth is that black people have saved the American economy, and this is what they don't like to tell. And even during Jim Crow, black codes, people being lynched, people being redlined into poverty, black people have still stood up. This is why they took the time to go out of their way to hold black people down, because if they left black people alone, black people would quickly outpace them.
Brand spanking new Lexus SUV. How is that possible? Integrate into the same neighborhood that I worked my entire life to get into. I don't understand it.
Here's this guy right here in his brand new Lexus.
There he is, right there.
Right there.
That guy right there, that's a
Look at that vehicle.
Yeah, that's an immigrant.
That's an immigrant with a $100,000 Lexus.
Yeah.
Maybe they just worked harder than you. You don't know if that immigrant had 3 and 4 jobs. Maybe they worked harder than you. He's driving around in $100,000 car. I worked my whole life to move into this neighborhood. That sounds like a you problem. And y'all know what that is? That's white fragility. The idea that you deserve everything good. The idea of white supremacy is on eggshells. And the minute that you are proven, or black and brown people are proven to do better and be better, it angers you. It shatters that whole facade of white supremacy. It's a very fragile line, that white fragility. You see how they were upset about that immigrant having $100,000 car? That's exactly how Black Wall Street started. That's exactly how black towns were burnt to the ground, because of that type of jealousy and envy. Once again, you don't know if this man is working 2 and 3 jobs, saving up all his money. But what we do know is that he was smarter, more disciplined, and better than you.
Anyways, guys, welcome back. And I hope you guys have seen all of that clips that I have for you guys. The level of jealousy, the height of jealousy, the rate at which they jealous every single thing about black folks baffles me a whole lot. Now let it make sense to me that a young man is driving a car that is worth over $100,000, and it is not okay for you. You have to publicly say it on camera, even pointing to the car that that's the car going. That you have been literally here for the past how many years working your damn ass out, and you have not literally achieved that kind of money. This is not about an immigrant, because that particular guy is an immigrant. He's a black immigrant. But I don't see this case as an immigrant case. I see this case as a matter of what the white folks literally have with black people. Whenever they see black progress, whenever they see black people are trying to achieve some certain thing, they try to make it look as if they have not achieved it. How dare you? Who are you to actually achieve that? Forgetting that my race and your race in life is not the same. You might be a conductor, I might be a driver. Tomorrow, things can flip. Forgetting that you might be working for 100 years, like you literally target. Another person can just start working for 2 years and achieve what you have not achieved for the past 100 years. Grace differs. When would these people understand that the grace of God in the life of black people should not be measured to their own? Where would they understand that they literally do not need to pop nose, be obsessed in everything that we do? So if that man was not even driving a car at all, probably trekking up and down, he would have been so happy. He is comparing himself to an immigrant that can literally work 3 to 4 jobs or more than him, that will be claiming it is my privilege. I am in a privileged country. This is my right. I don't necessarily need to do this type of job. I only need to do this type of job. Forgetting that black people are people that whenever they stand and they want to achieve something, they must achieve. Let's even wind it back a bit that the man was actually an immigrant, is an immigrant. Now, you don't know the level of the success he has attained in his country before coming to your own country. Because a lot of people might acquire a lot of assets, be rich, comfortable in their country, but because they just want that country that has this good fresh air. When I mean good fresh air, the level of insecurity in most of these African countries is very high. Some persons might decide to relocate not because they really need to, but because of the sake of their children, to be exposed to a certain kind of life, a certain kind of standard they want to set for their children, instead of just limiting themselves in the environment where they actually grew up. So some persons must have acquired every single thing. So the only thing they are going to your country to go and do might just relax, chill, do one or two jobs, waiting for retirement, and then they fall back to their country. A lot of reasons make people to migrate to another country. A lot of reasons, be it Americans migrating to Canada, US, UK, migrating to America, and so on and so. A lot of people have different reasons why they are migrating. They are not just migrating because they are not doing well in their country, or they are suffering that much, or they are just looking out for greener pasture. This man literally failed to understand that. He now assumed that that man driving a car worth over 100,000 is a taboo, is a crime, is not even supposed to. In fact, he should be the only one driving a car worth that particular amount because he is literally a citizen. You can see the level of mentality of these white folks. Some of these white folks, let me not say all of them. You can see the level of where they have literally belittled black folks. You can see the level where they have literally placed us. You can see it. It's just a whole lot. And sometimes I ask myself, instead of being envious of this person, instead of making it look as if this person do not really deserve this thing, why not just tap into the blessings? Why not just pray to God for you to be able to even achieve more? Why not focus on your hustle? And that is why it's obvious that a lot of black folks are making it in life more than these said white folks. Because black people do not envy you. If you achieve a certain thing, black people are happy for you. The only thing they are praying for themselves is how they can also achieve it, or how they can work hard to put more food on their table. Black people are not bothered with the kind of car you are driving or the kind of place you came from, if you really deserve to do that or not. We have a lot of white men in Nigeria driving cars that even some of our prominent men are not driving. But you can never see it bother us because it's none of our business. Face your business, let me face my business. And that is why these white folks are scared of putting black people in positions that they know that black people are going to thrive very well. So they prefer to put black people under them. But despite the fact that they're putting black people under them, black people are still standing. They are still wasting strong. They are still rising. They are still shining. I just pray that these people come to the realization on time that in life, your race is different from my race. Your success is different from my success. Your grace is different from my grace. I can be filming a video, another person can film the same video, and that person I can get 1,000 view, and that person will make the person I can get 10,000 view, that person will have 5,000 view, but that person will make more money more than me with 10,000 views. It's different. I just hope they understand that. Anyways, let me know what you think. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it, subscribe, like this video, drop in your comments. And lastly, do not forget to share. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like always say in my videos. I'm going to be saying, man, I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really, really want to get your opinion about what this man actually did, if it's actually making sense or not. Ciao.